back to another exciting day of University of Hartford NACE Overwatch. Today we've got, let me do that. We've got the University of Hartford versus Washtenaw Community College. Make sure I got the teams on the right side. It looks like I do. And we're off to the races. My name
Yeah,
is
it's incredibly exciting to be back for another game. But
my name's Eric Culver, joined Peter, probably Peter. And we're right off the bat. We got the Doom comp. Doomfist, Echo, Tracer, Kiriko, Lucio versus a Ramatra comp with May, Reaper, Ana, and Lucio. Interesting to see the Ana in the mix.
yeah, I mean, it could just be a comfort pick here. Washtenaw is a team that we haven't heard of before, haven't seen before, but I'm doing a fantastic job with that dive right there, or at the very least rush down on True Blade 16, messing up his tech with the wall, kind of preventing him from getting out. But they do trade, however, unfavorable trade when you don't have the tank there. So, like I said, comfort pick, especially because we're seeing a brawl here with the Ramatra. It wouldn't be something that you see at highest levels. So could just be that they're still stuck in their ways, but being stuck in your ways, especially if you're very good at it, could be solid as we Creaky just instantly taken out, as well as Otzel able to take out Orimer with a well-timed headshot. If you're good at the characters, you're good at the characters, and it's not going to stop Washtenaw at all today, as they're picking up enough kills, send UHart all the way back to the drawing board to potentially cause some swaps.
We see Ramatra coming out, Junker Queen coming out with a Sojourn swap from Cranky. Curious to see how this pans out. I think the Echo Doomfist, they were having some issues with working the spacing, so I'm hoping to see a little more success with this Junker Queen swap.
Yeah, can you outrush the tank? Can you get to the back line more effectively? You have the benefit of there being an Ana on the other team for the University of Hartford, so you can rush down that character. You can get to them pretty easily with your backline being a little bit more mutable. And a Pulse coming out and doing exactly that as Appa goes down, but Jake the Dog able to find Cranky, and a well-timed beat coming out on the side of Washtenaw.
It's a good kite,
This is gonna be
a great kite by the University of Hartford, though the sound barrier gets nearly no value. That being said, a clear miscommunication by Orimer as his entire team had disengaged as Orimer on the Tracer went in deep trying to look for another kill.
and Rev not being able to teleport as far away as he might have wanted to, but he gets the Suzu off, and that's perfectly timed to be able to prevent their tank from dying. Just grabbing the ledge there as they're able to get back in, but True Blade 16 finally succumbing to all of this pressure that he's being put on. And Hobbs able to take him out. A rush onto the point from Revan. Will they be able to flip this at 95%? This is going to be last fight territory, but ult online, as you can see the beat coming for University of Hartford to try and counteract this annihilation from Hobbs. But nobody touching right now. University of Hartford having a couple members just get on, stand on point, try and do something as the overclock comes out from Cranky. This is going to be very pivotal.
Lots of damage getting thrown down into this Ramatra, brings him extremely low, and Nano Reaper is on the table as well, which could spell disaster for Hartford, but a great overclock shot from Cranky takes out the May of Otzel. Trueblade finds the Reaper, just a Ramatra. Lucio, takes him out before the sound barrier lands. Now it's only supports remaining versus the three members of the University of Hartford. This is still a chaotic fight, but it seems it's going to go in the favor of Hartford, as just this Ana and Lucio doing their best to stall and delay this. Hartford finally gained control of the point, 99% on the board for WCC.
And it's going to be a tough uphill battle for the rest of the University of Hartford's time on this point here. I mean, 99% to 0. It's definitely a daunting task to go up against. But I think that they're a little bit more in their groove. I think waking up, just getting ready for this game. They're finally here. They're present. But they're going to have to really step it up into gear to win essentially 4 to 5 fights all back to back to back. So the University of Hartford, you can see Orimaru here, looking for this early pick with the stick, has the Ana in their sights, goes for the May, who's able to cryo that almost instantly. No kills, but good damage at least, slows them down for a second, but True Blade 16 following up some damage onto the Reaper who didn't have Wraith. Very solid job from them. And low targets in the back, and this is exactly the type of pace that you want to see. Slowing it down, getting the picks necessary, but most importantly, winning out the fights, because losing one will spell doom for University of Hartford.
I just missed it. I saw the boop coming by Blackout, but wasn't able to catch it with the camera. Blackout, though, finds the environmental and is 66% to his next sound barrier. Lots of ultimates on the table for both teams. It's going to be a very expensive fight. Whichever team is more prepared for this one incoming is going to have a massive advantage here.
Absolutely. Rather even across the board. Advantage on point time. for the Washtenaw. University of Hartford rushing onto point here, blocked off by the cryo. And a freeze coming in, deciding to punch in Triple 16, but uses the ultimate to get out and gets new
Massive
break.
kills.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, Triple 16 going absolutely crazy in that fight. I think he might have punched someone off the map, and with the charged punch of the Doomfist, just eviscerated their team there.
Yeah, incredibly solid play. I mean, looks a little bit risky, but that's just a tried and true professional Doom player right there. As we see, this is getting down to last fight territory for both teams. Someone's going to win here, someone's going to lose, and hopefully it's going to be the University of Hartford as they have been getting ready, as they're going to try and kite this right now. Jake the Dog with the Nano Blossom, not able to find much.
And beat all combo just to try to keep this Reaper alive, and the Reaper is able to survive. Ramatra now using his Annihilation as well. Hartford, just so few tools left in the tank. They might need to just allow this to flip over, but Hartford gonna see what they can do, see what they can make out of it. Orimuro lands the stick onto the Ramatra. Ramatra, though, isn't taken out. Oh, and they're not able to touch the point in time. Just narrowly holding on as WCC take round number 1 of Lijiang Tower.
And brutally close. I mean, the University of Hartford was able to come back from that a little bit. That was good pressure from them. That was a good, they needed to get back into gear. They needed to actually start revving up their engines, and we can see towards the end of that they were. But I mean, it all came down to one fight that they probably shouldn't have been in the first place. So wiping the slate clean, 0% to 0%. They have the ability to bring this to 3, and I think that the University of Hartford easily could do that. As you see them essentially mirror here, as they're both going on to these brawl-heavy comps that are going to be able to stay in fights a little bit longer, and that could be everything. I mean, the University of Hartford is rather solid at this, but this is another team that has already proven their mettle a little bit. However, a little slow on the teleport, so the University of Hartford is able to take this white room first. And it could come down to these very small, minute differences in how they're playing and how they use cooldowns, as you see a really well-placed wall by Orimuro coming out early.
Forces out an early cryo, and oh, Triple 16 brought so low. Reaper, on the other hand, in the exact same position. Cranky goes in deep. Orimuro gets the kill. Final blow takes him out. Ramatra and Lucio still remaining with Ana and May. This is a very tense fight. Hartford, though, seems to have an early advantage, but that advantage is very small, as it's just very chaotic.
Yeah, incredibly chaotic. I mean, they were able to flip the point as well. Hobbs just pushing them back. A well-placed wall for Otzel, as well as Jake the Dog finding another kill on his contemporary and Cranky. And that's tough. I mean, the University of Hartford had somewhat of an advantage there, but they gave it away, and they just get pushed all the way back to spawn. I mean, this is a very solid brawl team that we're seeing against the University of Hartford here. Washtenaw is very solid on this comp. I mean, like I said earlier, could just be comfort, but they also just might be peaking on this. This might just be their comp, and they might be redefining what it means to have a meta in this NACE Star League. Because might not matter. If you're just good at something, this good at something, doesn't really matter what your opponent is doing. So they're trying to copy the flow, the beat coming in well-timed for Washtenaw. They're just forcing everybody out, but Cranky gets caught. The wall stopping him from wraithing through that. Otzel finding some headshots. The University of Hartford, once again, back to the drawing boards in spawn, twiddling their thumbs, thinking about what could they possibly do right to just fix what's going on here.
The most important thing that Hartford needs to be asking themselves is, what is the difference between these two teams? Right? The University of Hartford are running the Moira composition versus an Ana on the other side. There's a reason we don't see a lot of Ana in these teams. It's largely because of how immobile and how squishy she is. The anti-nade is a great tool, but if you can, outside of the anti-nade, Ana is kind of just inferior.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think that Ana should be the main target here, especially because that is the only difference. It's something that you should be able to run over very easily. You might even want to swap over to something that's a little bit more like rush focused, so you can't just get in. But Otzel, once again, with a really well-placed Blizzard. Jake the Dog following up, and a solid job as Blizzard's traded. Jake the Dog hitting a great Blossom. Cranky able to find one, and University of Hartford backing their way at a point, potentially able to flip here, but this is going to be a short-lived flip, even if they do cap it, but it's contested almost immediately in that 90%. This is going to be very tough. The University of Hartford are going to have to contend with a lot of people coming back. Annihilations on both sides. Cranky, however, able to utilize it with True Blade 16, but they are ult dumping at this time, using all 4 that they had stored up. Just actually technically, oh yeah, all 5 this fight, as May ult also came out first, but that's 5 ults to win 1 fight when the other team, Washtenaw, is at 1 fight away from winning this point. University of Hartford's really gonna have to lock in.
This is very similar to that last round where Hartford was just forced to expend all they had to get that single capture, and now they're gonna have to win multiple back-to-back-to-back fights, and this is the first one. And they take the Mei out early, which is what they need, and they take out both support ults as well. So if Hartford is able to survive this engage, they're going to completely level this playing field and actually be back in the driver's seat for the rest of this game. That being said, Lucio taken out. They already took out the Mei, and this is a cleanly won fight, 0 death from the University of Hartford. That's exactly what they needed to get this round back on track.
But they're gonna have to keep on doing that and keep on doing that. Their backs are pressed against the wall. Even though they can lift off for just a second, they can push off just by an inch. They're gonna keep on having to push, get all the way to the middle here, and then supersede that as well. And we're at 50%, close to the midway mark. The University of Hartford really does have to tighten up here and be able to react to all the different moves that they're looking at. As Washtenaw going up top, a great wall by Orimuru, kind of just reacting last second. That was very well timed. Splits off 3 members from each other. Mei stuck in the middle. Triple 16 able to find out his contemporary on Hobbs. Otsal falling into blackout. Really, really well reacted to. And University of Hartford have pushed this back to 1 point with pretty equitable ults on the board here, if not a slight advantage towards the economy on the University of Hartford's side.
I was going to
This is
say,
a great
going into
turnaround.
this fight, if Hartford is able to win that fight with only 1 ult, which is what happened, I think Hartford is back in the driver's seat. But that being said, Otto takes out Orimuru without anything happening whatsoever, and that's a massive kill. Sound Barrier and Coalescence used from both supports of the University of Hartford. Death Blossom goes crazy, takes out 1 with the help of Triple 16. A great boot from Neber. Oh, but Cranky takes out Jake the Dog, and now it's absolute pandemonium. Sound Barriers come out. Annihilation from Hobbs on this Ramatra, but Trueblade and Orimuru are able to take him out. Now it's just the Ana Lucio remaining. Lucio dancing around, doing what he can. We see Otzel switches over to the Somber just to help with this recontest, but it might not be enough. Jake the Dog on the Reaper, not able to do anything, and Hartford with a great comeback. Bring this back to a map round 3.
Yeah, and round 3 is exactly where they should be going. I mean, University of Hartford and Washtenaw are seeming like tit for tat. This is a incredible back and forth position that they have been going at. And I mean, both points going 99-99. Finally finishing off the University of Hartford, actually winning one. Really, really big as they take it to 3rd. This is just going to be another brawl map. However, I think a lot of changes are going to be made besides the fact that the Symmetra is going to be staying beyond the TP out of spawn. There are some strategies surrounding that, but the University of Hartford really well accustomed to TPing into that window. This is going to be a really interesting point for all the marvels of this first map, and this really could spell exactly the rest of the script for this game. And is University of Hartford still waking up? Do they have more in the tank? Are they going to be able to continue to beat here? As we actually see them not teleport through the window and instead decide to just go around the coast, as we also see the same thing done by Washtenaw, as they just teleport out of spawn and then go. Oh, but a wall preventing the boop from going off. Maybe even just a slow field of Trueblade 16 able to take on Neberexi.
I think it was a double counter, like teammate counter, as the wall prevented them, as well as Hobbs' slow field. So the boop didn't boop him into the air enough, and Hartford, recognizing their advantage, just runs them over with that Lucio, and Hartford, clean first fight, set up to catch him with this Mei wall for fight 2.
Yeah, and University of Hartford clearly driving an EV, calling back to the whether or not they have more in the tank. This thing has good gas mileage, as University of Hartford just showing more and more that they have. Really well executed, and this is the first time that they've been able to cap point first. Really solid position for them to be in. Orimuru not even spited at all, and then they block off 3 people. Blackout able to finish off Appa immediately. Very well positioned and done by University of Hartford's Orimuru. But Hobbs able to take out Triple 16 with all that damage coming from Jake the Dog also added in. But Revan able to just, the backline of University of Hartford clearing out the entire backline.
This Reaper gameplay is, oh, he's a gaming.
He is a gaming at that as a early wall comes out. Well, a late wall at that just to get the Ostel on the Mei for Washtenaw out as fast as they possibly can. As University of Hartford once again sets up for this plan, and Orimuru just still sitting in that corner. But it's going to be interesting to be onboarded with Blackout here. Getting that early kill onto the Ana. With the weakness of Ana, you can kind of just send one character like a well-confident Lucio to just go and slay them out as fast as they possibly can. Especially with a map like this with such tight chokes to get through. Rather easy to kill a slow, immovable, and squishy target like the Ana. With the Blossom coming in, Cranky gets anti, but it don't matter.
That is so huge. He's able to survive that as well, and I gotta say, This Reaper rocks. In fact, I might even say it Reggie rocks.
A great fight, only won with one ult by the University of Hartford. However, traded exactly for Jake the Dogs on the Reaper as well. Solid, but 4 ults apiece, 2 coming online, but 4 ults per team here. Should we see an over ult? Is that going to just cure them? Washtenaw, the ability to actually get to point, but the Cole coming as they're chasing. And you see the Blizzard come out, not exactly catching anybody except for Blackout, who just got a little bit overzealous, gets unfrozen because they managed to stay outside of it after it actually occurred. But they do get the cap, and no teleport available for Cranky as they do get booped off the map. And this should be for the University of Hartford to just give up. I mean, they got 97%. This is a good position to be in, exactly like we talked about with Washtenaw. But Blackout does not care about that. He boops 2 off, immediately goes for the beep, and then Brevin takes out Never as well. This is incredible.
This is pure pandemonium yet again. Triple 16 trying to win this 1v1 against the ulting Ramacho with the Nano. Cranky is there to help him out. Oh lord, 2 TPS versus a 1 HP Ramacho. Cranky trying to do what he can, brings the Echo to 1 shot, but isn't able to clean it up in the end. And Hartford forced to just reset, find their feet again, and take another fight.
I mean, absolutely brutal. I mean, the fadeaway Nano being given there by Appa over to Hobbs, and that Nano Annihilation just doing the Lord's work. But now Appa switching off of the Ana onto the Kiriko, probably just a retouch because of the perilous nature of that last fight. But at 50%, if they're not accustomed to playing on this Kiriko, could spell disaster. But Triple 16 ringing around the Rosie as they try and walk through that choke and find, but Jake the Dog able to actually just do enough damage to take him out. And University of Hartford just resetting as fast as they can as they go up to 70% Washtenaw on the board, really bringing this point to even keel as 97% 1 fight territory for the University of Hartford, 2 fight territory for Washtenaw as they just need to defend this point.
And I think the biggest reason Hartford found so much difficulty in that fight was Revan's healing charge. Notice, this is 2 fights in a row. He's going into this fight with no healing available. And that's so detrimental as the Moira player. Now, he's going for the ultimate, but he gets booped off. He's just sitting on the edge. Cranky pulls out the Death Blossom, though. Oh, and he finds 2. Reaper and Lucio both low right next to him. Now he has his sights set on this Kiriko. Forces out 2 ultimates. Oh, but it seems like WCC is going to be able to clean it up with their own 2 ults. Death Blossom, Kitsune Rush, Revan not able to touch. And WCC take map number 1 in this match.
I mean, that was incredibly close. This is one of those matches that genuinely might go the distance overall. But I mean, we see it even in the first. Li Jiang going to 3. Incredibly close, each one going 99 to 99, if not 99 to 97 like we just saw. That's incredibly close, but you see Blackout with the play of the game here. An incredible couple of kills here as they get the double boop off the map. And then they find one more after that, but not able to do enough, sadly, as that 9-0 Annihilation just stops them dead in their tracks. And University of Hartford have to be reeling from this one, sadly, but still, they did a fantastic job. They just need to find how they overcome this. And I think that it is something that they can supersede. The skill level is not something that they've never seen before, but something just isn't clicking for them right now. And they need to do something slightly better. They need to do something slightly more if they're actually going to be able to beat WCC here, as this is a pretty solid team doing pretty solid stuff all around. And some stuff they've never seen before. That Ana was very interesting. But it worked for them. So University of Hartford has to play them at their game, the University of Hartford's game, and prevent them from just being overtaken by WCC and the whatever they have cooked up in the lab. You are muted.
I see. I think the biggest issue that led to so much of Hartford's struggles in those last 2 rounds, last 2 fights, I should say, was Revan on the Moira. 2 fights in a row coming into these fights without having any of his healing resources available to keep his team alive. That's why Trueblade ended up dying so early. And it also forced Revan to use that Coalescence without being in a position where he really wanted to. The only reason he used it is because he had no other choices to keep his team alive, which then spiraled further down the hole as he got booped off the map. And spiraled the rest of the fight that way.
Yeah, I mean, it starts off with healing, and if you're not able to do it because your resource meter is already at zero by the time that you're walking through, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why you do that as a Moira, and it's one of those like bad habits you just simply have to break. But there's also a one dangerous trick that doctors hate people for knowing. Um, Interesting. So some of the people on getting some swaps back and forth here as the University of Hartford figures out, or sorry, WCC figures out exactly. Just got distracted by that for a second. But back to the Moira gaming here. The Moira, the biggest trick is that you can tap to reclaim. It's one of those things that I hope that Revan on the Moira knows, especially when you're playing these rushes. You can tap or even assign it to scroll wheel to have it auto tap as fast as humanly possible. It's an incredibly effective strategy to be able to gain it back, but even that won't save you if you're not able to actually see somebody, especially going up against a Ramatra who can shield you off. Sometimes it's difficult to actually see them enough to tap them fast enough to get it back. So another thing that you can do very easily is just not use the piss early. Having that heal resource meter going in is a lot more important than using it to get to the location to get in. So overusing it, putting too much on it, not knowing that it is a heal over time effect. So because it's a heal over time effect, it doesn't instantly heal. It goes over time, so you can just heal them a little bit and then not actually continue doing it. So you save a lot of that resource for when you're actually in the middle of that situation. So University of Hartford, it starts there, but it doesn't end there. There's a lot of other issues that are being seen here, some problems back and forth. But the University of Hartford can clean those up. They've been known to be able to improve those before. Hopefully, they get the message about that, especially if they're going to continue playing the Moira, is that you need to start off on the strongest possible foot, and having the necessary heals to heal up your team in perilous situations is where you start off. And that first foot needs to be solid before you can do anything else to follow up. And we saw a lot of good things from the follow up, a lot of really solid blossoms, great walls by Orimaru. But if you can't live through those ability usages, it's not really going to do much for you.
And that's absolutely true. I think another thing I want to touch on is the composition that Hartford ran out on during round number 1. They played it's a rather meta composition we see a lot of in OWCS. We see it in the Korean bracket, even top level North America, of the Doomfist, Kiriko, Lucio, Echo, and Tracer. I think that composition is strong, and it fits a lot of the comforts of the University of Hartford. The support line, obviously, Blackout loves Lucio. He's played countless hours of it. Revan started out his career as a Kiriko main by force and by enjoyment. And, well, True Blade 16 has been begging to play Doomfist since Overwatch 2 came out. So the composition on paper should fit Hartford very well. I think there are just a handful of fundamental positioning and timing mistakes that they need to clean up if they want to find the success they're looking for when they run that composition.
I mean, absolutely. It's something that I feel like they could have a lot of success on, but I think that it's something that they might want to continue working on in scrims until they actually get it down and face in a scrim environment a team that plays Brawl this well. I mean, this is hats off to WCC. They're playing Brawl incredibly solidly. I mean, they're prioritizing survivability. They're able to keep their most precious and vulnerable member away from the fight, whilst that member is also still pumping out incredible amounts of healing and some side things that we saw: great sleeps, well-timed nanos. The antis weren't as prevalent. At the very least, I didn't see very much of those antis being utilized during fights, but the presence of the Ana is being felt even if one of those abilities isn't as felt. And typically when you play the Ana, that is what you're playing for. The anti-nade is one of the strongest abilities in the entire game, but nano is strong, sleep is strong, and being able to heal at range, especially when you want to, going up against a brawl team, brawl your way through to that most vulnerable member, can be incredibly well suited. So if the University of Hartford is going to solve the issues here, I think that's a great place to start. Is overcoming that Ana and how they're playing, because they're doing a good job, but it's not perfect. It's something that is exploitable. So if the University of Hartford wants to, they should very easily be able to prevent WCC from continuing to roll over them so easily. So University of Hartford
I
not
had
playing the ball. I saw it for a second,
I
but
had a I had a transition. It was going to be a beautiful transition. Uh, but then the transition lost its chance. So, that being said, anyways, let's watch some Overwatch. We've got Scrims Row, Kings Row, everybody's favorite. I'm up in my little box that I come to at the start of every game of Kings Row, because this is a good spot. I like this spot.
Yeah, I mean, you get to see a lot of like the classical L nature of the design. I think that Kings Row and a lot of maps in Overwatch are very well designed, have a lot of versatility. But you see both major corners, both kind of major chokes, that being statue as well as walls, right past theater. There's a lot to do with Kings Row. I mean, it's a map that's been in the game for nearly 7 years now, and it is still being
nearly
reinvented
8.
to this day.
Nearly 8 years.
Oh, nearly 8 actually. Yeah, it is incredibly fun and versatile and has a lot of options still to be played at a high level. As we see the University of Hartford here starting off on the brawl for defense, pretty much keeping everything the same except for Revan getting off the Mura, heading over to Baptiste. Some would say maybe a little easier, especially as we talk about resource meters and balancing those resources over time. I would say a lot harder. The skill ceiling of Baptiste is incredibly high. As we get into it instead, this is an important call, the Reaper flanking. Immediately forced out, however. Cranky looking for some blood there. Not able to find that, however. Charging up these rails on Sojourn. Should be able to get a lot of good damage in here today.
Oromaru, though, in a dicey spot. He's got backed all the way up into a corner as both the front line of the University of Hartford gets run over, immediately followed by the back line. Cranky doing what he can just to stall this out. Hopefully doesn't get any far spawns, as Hartford kind of just got ran over in that first fight.
Yeah, I think it was really interesting. They kind of threw up the bait for the Reaper, but then just went on the front line instead of having the Reaper go and pressure that back line. But I mean, even the threat of pressuring our back line could make the front line be a little overzealous as they try and go in whilst the Reaper is faded. But that's first point taken away. University of Hartford having to just reclaim some space here as they're getting back up to Archway. Another pivotal choke that is very well known. And I will say, second point hasn't changed very much. Second point is still interesting. Well, there's not much beyond the three natural covers of Archway, Bookstore, and then underneath Boiler. But two Blizzards coming out, overlapping. True, it's 16, we'll find one.
Only one Blizzard got used. Oromaru frozen before he uses the cryo, and just instantly 3 down for the University of Hartford. And now Cranky just gonna have to run away, hopefully not die late, as he's getting chased by this Mei. Mei, hot on his tail, but gonna take a couple magical shots. Ooh, only one more to take him out, but Cranky just gonna remain hidden, or not.
Looking to use that heal passive, but not all the way to full. At the very least, getting him enough to be able to walk out and live a headshot if it was going to be taken again. But Otzel backing up. University of Hartford creeping their way forwards as we're already past Book, we're already past Archway, and now it's up to the Boiler fight. A rush coming out, forcing everybody back. Oromaru once again caught out. This is a brutal position to be in, not able to use ult, not able to use anything, and the rest of University of Hartford actually get foeing as fast as they possibly can, but Oromaru either not getting the message or simply just not being able to retreat as fast. Blade 16 almost knocked off the edge there, but will be knocked off his rocker no matter what, as they're just taking a lot of damage straight to the dome. And this is 5 minutes and 30 seconds of the clock for third point only. University of Hartford in a really bad position.
They need to wake up. I don't know exactly what's going on, but one ult is getting used and Hartford's losing these fights. A single Blizzard gets expended and Hartford just fell over. One Kitsune rush, Hartford fell over. They have 5 ults going into this fight. Just have somebody press Q and you'll be fine. With that being said, Oromaru's getting gapped, or lapped rather, on the Blizzard. Ooh. 2 ults get used because he finally pops it up. And now Revan uses the window as well. 3 ults spent by the University of Hartford for 3 by WCC. A balanced trade. Hartford maybe gonna get this dagger onto the Mei, and we get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it. That's a balanced trade in this microcosm, but not in the entirety of this game. I think getting lapped here is incredibly brutal. I honestly just wish that 2 Mei ults were used when I called it earlier and miscalled it. That is sad to see, but the University of Hartford still able to come back into this, but they're looking at 4 minutes and 20 seconds on the board here. This is gonna be tough for them. They're gonna have to start using these ults incredibly well. Blade 16 with the Annihilation, Cranky with the Overclock. Let's find it.
It's impressive to see how quickly Otzel was able to build that Blizzard in the previous fight. Because, as I said, all that was used was a Kitsune Rush. Now, Trueblade, we see using his ultimate, pulls out the Annihilation, looking to run over this backline, but oh, the wall separates both him and both his Mei and the enemy Mei of Otzel. Separate both teams from everything. Trueblade not able to find what he was looking for. Cranky, though, finds the head of Jake the Dog YT, and now this would be a great spot to pull out this overclock.
Yeah, I mean, they have the cross angle. They're forcing everybody back. It would be a great time to use it. A little bit late, but it's still going to find one as Never YZ or YX going down immediately. The lamp used to save Cranky as well. It's a low Mei as well. And no Suzu as well. University of Hartford should be able to push us back. However, the Mei ult coming out, forcing people off the point very rapidly. Orimaru also frozen in that and slowed down Cranky as well, so he's not able to get out as cleanly. Blackout suiciding out to the point. Revan unable to press Q in a beneficial position. Trueblade 16 the only one left, and a beat to True Through at that, and that's going to be a 3-minute cap with an extra 3 seconds on the board. And this is, I think this is questioning time. I think this is me and you figuring out what's going on. Where in the world is the University of Hartford? Because it's not in this game right now.
If I had to guess, they just feel overwhelmed, but I don't know why they feel overwhelmed, because this team is not as much better as the scoreline suggests. Like,
oh yeah.
This 3-minute time bank, it's none of these plays. Let me rephrase that. This lead is not down to, you know, individual performance. It's not down to micro, you know, better Mei walls. It's not down to my Mei is hitting more shots, my Kiriko is hitting more headshots, my Rom's hitting more shots. That's not what this is. This is just a macro. Hartford is getting walked over, and they're letting themselves get walked over. It's the ultimate Plankton meme of, now let them have it, and SpongeBob says, okay, you can have it. This is what it feels like to watch the University of Hartford right now.
Yeah, it is brutal. I mean, I was going to throw out a theory that potentially, I was reading a lot about antimatter today and the creation of like anti-elements. I think they might have, the University of Hartford, taken anti-Adderall, because they just feel sluggish. They feel slow to respond, especially particular members on their roster are just not in it. This is the definition of locked out syndrome. This is not going well for the University of Hartford, and they really need to find something that's going to give them the benefit of the doubt here. As we're seeing, I mean, WCC is trying things at this point, and regardless whether or not this is trying things, they're on different stuff. And the University of Hartford's also trying different stuff here, as we see Trueblade 16 coming out on the horse. Could be really interesting as the wall comes out, not able to be capitalized as they break through that incredibly well. Really good strategizing on the side of WCC, and a well-placed icicle there for Otzel, as they're able to block out the horse from getting into this house. And this is just the Alamo. This is just the Alamo, and the Texans are truly holding it down as best as they possibly can. No one's going to point. No one's trying to take the house. Everyone's really focused on Adelworth.
I'm very curious to see how this Orisa pick plays out for the University of Hartford, because to my memory, it has 0 scrim reps in the last year. So
that's a good memory to be going off of, considering you are the coach. So,
but hey,
it's working. Hey, you know what?
It's working.
Hands up. I wasn't familiar with your game, Trueblade 16.
Oh, what a shot! That's
Jake the Dog.
That's painful. It was beautiful to watch, but
I'm
I
subbing
was
to YouTube for that
in the
one.
wrong perspective.
Jake the Dog YT.
What do we see? Any interesting content?
Roblox player.
Ah, interesting. Now, ultimate on the board for Revan. He has the window. Trueblade has the Terror Surge in just a second. 3 ults, though, on the line with the Kitsune Rush, Sound Barrier, and Dragon. It's really going to come down to who goes first. And it seems like Hartford goes first and finds the kill on Jake the Dog. Dragon's completely taken out of the fight. Now Trueblade maybe looking to make something happen with this Terror Surge. As he runs in, he pulls the ROM in, has the Fortify to keep himself up through this blizzard. Dragon get pulled out. I don't even know where they're coming from. Perhaps spawn. Trueblade, though, is staying alive. Oh, and he gets the pull onto the make. Great play. Now, where on earth are these dragons? Dragons coming in right onto point, and Revan gets taken out. And Jake the Dog stayed in spawn the entire time. He gets the kill on Revan and now swaps immediately. Hobbs pulls the Annihilation and is instantly removed from the playing field with great focus fire. A bit of a C9 happening. Hartford, though, turns around, grabs the point, and is moving on to last fight territory of second phase with a respectable 4-minute time bank.
I think I gotta recommend a name change. I think it's gotta be Jake the Dowg. That was a cold ass play. That was cold as hell. As University of Hartford able to make it through, however, picks not needed for WCC. And like you said, this is exactly what University of Hartford needs to do. They need to continue making these first play decisions as they try and freeze. Not able to find it, but Otzel does go down, and that Rom just has to shield their way out. Reaper behind, however, doesn't have Blossom because they just swapped. Jake the Dog just fighting on point, gets taken out by Cranky. Streetblade 16 bullying Hobbs into a corner, and I mean, go find Calvin. Not enough right now as University of Hartford does manage to finish off second point, and with a comparable time bank going into third, that's 4 minutes and 40 seconds on the board. They might not be able to finish up with as much as the 3 minutes for WCC, but University of Hartford doing a great job cooking their way to bringing this as close as humanly possible as they can.
Trueblade sees two swaps from the Zarya and Bastion and says, you know, I don't want to play Orisa into that. Instantly goes over to the Sigma, looking to see this man work his magic. He's been known as the Sigma player his entire career, and it's always lovely to see him pull this back out. Revan has the window, Blackout looking to just clear this Hanzo off this high ground, but he's going to have to do it alone as he doesn't have much in the sense of dive teammates. Looking for the boot. Oh, doesn't have the angle for it. Unfortunate. Revan, though, finally pulls out the window, nearly takes out the Bastion. Trueblade is there to get the cleanup, and he's holding this back, keeping his team up as they go crazy aggressive. Cranky, is able to survive. Blackout on the hunt for this Hanzo. Hanzo just dancing, has the Kiriko to keep him up, but Cranky comes back to the party, takes him out, and Hartford is looking to potentially finish this with an even greater time bank. This is a great performance from the University of Hartford, and love to see how they turn this around.
Yeah, they have two gears. We dominate, we get dominated. And I don't think I've seen a verse switch this fast since like a Friday night at a Hooters. This is crazy, man. Holy God. Holy golly gee. Top to bottom, that was an insane switch. The University of Hartford truly just coming back at it and doing magic. That was incredible. University of Hartford able, like you said, to finish up with more time. That gets cut down. Like we see Otzel say in the match chat, who needs defense? Both teams can be terrible at defense. Who's going to come down to, I guess, whoever's better at offense. And great swaps. I mean, University of Hartford, whatever they need to give them the confidence to actually play at the level and to actually go through and do what they just did, do it. I mean, they forced swaps from the enemy team. They forced them to rethink their strategy. They made them start playing odd, and they did the walking over for one time. And that's a great thing to see. Hopefully we continue to see that as we go into, I think, the first time we've seen overtime for this NACE Star League season, at least from my recollection. And it should be very exciting. It's going to be a large time bank, even though a minute was shaved off on both sides. That's 2 minutes for WCC, 2:21 for the University of Hartford, who will be starting on defense. WCC coming out with their tried and true blue as American comp brawl. As Ramattra coming out on Hobbs, Otzel and Jake the Dog on their May and Reaper respectively, and Appa not going for the Ana, instead sticking with the Kiriko. Suzu, incredibly strong ability. Orimaru starting this off a little early with the wall. Team didn't get the exact same message though, as we do see University of Hartford 2016 on the horse. It works on first point on attack. Should work on defense as well as they get the long range snipe onto Otzel. A great pick to start. That's 30 seconds shaved off, and I mean, WCC has to decide, will they go back and try and save their member? Will Otzel try and meet them and link them on the point for a cap here? What's going to be the wave? What are the moves tonight? Texts are being sent in the group chat, as looks like it's going to be a linkage as Otzel swaps over to the Echo. Two people going to try and trade that early pick on Otzel if possible, but Trueblade 16 going to point, kind of splitting attention as Otzel brought incredibly low headshot as Jake the Dog does find Trueblade 16, however, and that's an unfavorable trade for the University of Hartford team.
Interesting. Hartford had their attention a little bit split with Otzel coming back from spawn, just by the nature of where the spawn is placed. Oh, great headshot. Gave him a free off angle. Now Jake the Dog super low. Orimaru just needs to stay alive. He has this ultimate available. If he doesn't die, he gets Ajaxed from it mid-cast instead of using the cryo. But Cranky has the overclock, looking to clean this fight up himself. Finds Lots of shots into the Ramatra, but doesn't make anything work. Trueblade Blackout pulls the sound barrier, and where did it go? I have absolutely no idea. Trueblade maybe looking to clean this up with a Terra Surge at the last second. He decides he's gonna have to concede as his team does show up, but just a little too late. And Hartford now need one fight to conclude this defense.
And they can gain no more time here. WCC locked into this overtime. They simply have to stay on card as best as they can. And now that they don't have the May, could be very, very large for the University of Hartford to simply get the Echo to fly off, get the front line to commit with the Lucio. Who is going to stay? Who will carry the boats? And the answer might not be clear for WCC, but they seem to have labbed out quite a lot of this. University of Hartford flying by the seat of their pants as they are just getting in here, going fast. You see Otzel hitting the copy. He said, I don't actually want to be May, or I don't want to be Echo. I want to be May again. As they do get pulled in for the Terra Surge, they have the Cryo available. Could be large, but Jake the Dog goes behind and hits a great Blossom. Never able to take out another. Hobbs taking out one more, and that's a great usage of ultimates to conclude this second point. I don't think anybody from the University of Hartford would even dream of touching, even if they could, as they need to set up for third point and try and stop this flow. WCC genuinely doing a miracle push here, as they should be able to cap off second and head into third in overtime with only 2 minutes to start off. Now, most of this occurring all in overtime.
Otzel has the jump on Revan. Revan forced to use both of his cooldowns right off the start. These DPS on the angle are a massive threat, but they've finally been cleared out. Revan, though, super low, needs to hide. Cranky switches over to the Reaper, forces out the Echo from her positioning. Revan pulls the window out, just pocketing his tank as the tank Trueblade 16 on the Orisa looks to clear this card out, but Sound Barrier push from Neber YX, and oh, Revan absolutely poopies on Otzel, and now trying to keep the Orisa alive, can't through all of the frontline pressure. Cranky, though, on this Reaper, looking to go to town. He's getting close to the Death Blossom. Blizzard finally comes out, actually lands this time by Orimaru, takes out one, takes out two. Lucio, Reaper, the only two remaining for, wrong Reaper, my bad. Sombra now, all that remains for WCC, and Hartford do get the hold with a good Blizzard by Orimaru.
Yeah, and I mean, this is hopefully what was put in chat earlier. Who does need defense? If the University of Hartford is able to do a really well attack phase here, they could equalize this, if not win it outright, but there's going to be no chance for a draw, and very much a losable scenario for the University of Hartford, as this is a far push. I mean, this is a miracle push most teams would dream of doing with only 2 minutes on the board. They get an extra 21 seconds, the University of Hartford. Will those extra 21 seconds genuinely help out? We'll see with what their comp is going to be, exactly what their strategy is going to be, whether or not they're going to play slow or that same level of rush. But considering how fast they were able to cap when they did their true attack phase, University of Hartford could make this distance. This is definitely doable, but it's not favored on their side. This is definitely going to be an uphill battle for them. Hopefully they're able to actually get through it and do a solid job at that, as we do see WCC sticking exactly with what they need to, and the University of Hartford starting on what they started with. This is the true blue Ram comp with the Brawl. They have Revan, who did a fantastic job on the Baptiste at the end there, not only getting kills, but also being able to survive the intense pressure from Otzel on that Echo swap. So University of Hartford gonna have to really lock in here as they get ready for this final attack.
Now, back to a near mirror match, as you said, though. Hopefully, Revan on this Baptiste is able to find more of the value than the Kiriko with the Suzu. But Suzu is really the biggest tool that the Kiriko provides over the Baptiste. That being said, Grave Maywall forces them into such a tiny choke. Hartford cleanly run over them. Cranky on this Reaper is just applying so much frontline pressure, and that's an instant fight win. Remember how we said it took them half a minute just to lose 2 people and set up on this high ground for WCC? Well, that half minute was spent for University of Hartford just to win the first fight.
Yeah, I mean, that was incredibly well done. I mean, one of my favorite memes of all time is this Wojak image of a man sitting in his own brain as a chair, sipping from a wine glass, also made out of his brain matter because of how intelligent they are. And I think that's what the University of Hartford is doing right now, as they are just saying, who cares about defense? It seems to only be attack on Kings Row, as they're doing a fantastic job of that, setting a very good pace here, not needing overtime just to cap, nor to push through second phase. They have the ability to lose a fight, but it looks like they don't even want to, as Cranky going for the head of Hobbs, and learning from Thanos, aiming for the head as best as they can. A wall coming out, trying to chase these staggers, could be very large to just clean up the second point as fast as possible, as Never also goes down late. This is huge. Oh, a brutal kill from Otzel on the Triple H 16, as they
This
do kind
guy,
of prevent
this
all of the
this guy
progress here.
Cranky on Reaper is he's really just ing all over their team, and it's not even fair. This guy on Reaper is a scary thief.
He is a scary thief, however, without a without a tank on your side, that could also spell a lot of dangers. Orimaru kind of stuck in the valley all by themselves, gets walled off, having to do this Icicle very deep. Doesn't get Mage Axe this time, however, and could be a very large ult, forcing the Mage to just subsist all the way through that entire thing and no longer having a way to save themselves. The Reaper stuck on the side, True 16 coming all the way back from spawn, rolling up with those big bravado arms of his, able to find out a kill easily as they are forcing this team back. Overtime is about to start ticking down. Second point not, however, in the palm of their hands. However, this fight win could lead to
Oh,
the
they don't
map
get the
going
touch.
to the side of Uvart.
That could be really beneficial, as respawn advantage is now massively favoring the University of Hartford. Although ult used both parties, Blackout uses the sound barrier, trying to keep his tank alive. Cranky pulls the Death Blossom, but so does Jake the Dog, and Jake the Dog's is just a little bit bigger. True Blade dies before he can use the ultimate. Revan, all that remains in Hartford's gonna fall as map 2 goes in favor of WCC.
Oh, once again, brutally close. I mean, the University of Hartford looking better here, looking a lot better on everything but the defense. University of Hartford doing a solid job picking up another play of the game for themselves, and I mean, this should be a testament to the fact that these two teams are incredibly close. They are well matched up together, but there's just something that's not being done here. Defense is not being done here. University of Hartford and WCC, to be fair, not putting up a lot of effort on defense, but when it came down to it, when it truly mattered, WCC was able to actually overcome that and stop them on that second point, negating the cap of second point in all of Streets phase for a well-timed fight win. Sometimes that's all you truly need, as University of Hartford goes down 0-2 against WCC and will need to win both of these matches just to have a chance at winning this series as a whole.
And at the end of the day, this is still within reach for the University of Hartford.
Absolutely.
Like, we witnessed map 1, the first round 99 to 100, the second round 100 to 99, and the last one
100
probably
to 97.
same situation. And then
Yeah.
now Kings Row, literally overtime, half a fight
OT.
away, one Mage X away from that being a full hold for the University of Hartford in that overtime defense, and it just spiraled downwards. Hartford is just a hair behind WCC right now, but that hair is the difference in this match. And if they can go to a barber and they can clean this up, they'll be golden, and they can come back with this reverse sweep. It's certainly within reach, but it's going to take some serious work by the University of Hartford, to make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, they gotta have a cracked ass barber to be able to do this. This is the hairdo is not doing. The bangs are overflowing, mismatched, lopsided, and your baby hairs are unseen. So tough position to be in, but it's doable. And it's something that we're just going to keep on saying, because University of Hartford needs to believe that. And I think that I do have inside scoop, getting a couple DMs from Triple H 16 saying that it is doable. Not only that, sending me custom made gifts from Hajime no Ippo, an incredible boxing anime, about the spirit, the tenacity of a human being to never give up, to never back down, and to keep on thriving. Some of these DMs are getting dumb. But what we are seeing here is that these players want to win. They have the drive, they have the ambition. Is it shared by every member on the team? Is it shared and seen? Is the path forward seen by every single individual member? And will that come together to create a win condition and fight plan that is something that could come to fruit for every member of the University of Hartford roster? Will all of them be able to succumb to the macro identity that they need to achieve, that they need to strive for, to be able to actually push us over the line and send us to a fourth map, to send us to a fifth map. It's only going to be the players in the server today that are going to be able to make those decisions and actually make that dream become a reality as we head into Servasa. This is University of Hartford's favorite, well, one of their two favorite Flashpoint maps. And they're good at every Flashpoint map, but they have two that are very good at, and then Servasa, they are extremely good at. So this is their time to prove it. This is their time to adapt and be flexible, especially because the last two maps kind of cordon you into certain comps, certain identities, especially with the prevalence of Ramatra on both of those. They can try things out here. They can do a JQ rush. They can do a JQ rush, and that's about it. But they can do that. And they could always fall back on the Ramatra, or cook like they did last time with the Orisa. Also a very viable option, as we are waiting here just a little bit as we do see the ready call come out from the University of Hartford. They seem to be locked in. They seem to be ready to go, and this match is going to tell as we see WCC up 2-0 against the University of Hartford. University of Hartford's backs are through the wall. Walls are broken, but now they're inches off a cliff, and they're going to need to stop the momentum here if they want to prevent themselves from falling over and taking a large tumble towards their inevitable demise.
Don't mind me. Just trying to get people's heads screwed on straight.
Hey, fully understandable. I mean, not only is this a caster and somebody putting on the broadcast and doing OBS work, but they're also the coach of this team, and sometimes you just need words of affirmation to the needs words of affirmation that somehow I'm also getting asked to say. I'm so confused. But University of Hartford, they have the ability to do it here. I mean, what if you were a betting man, if you were the house setting odds on sportsbet.com, where are we at? We're 2 maps in, down 2. I'm sorry. What would be the odds that you give the University of Hartford here?
I will answer that shortly.
I sent it. No. Dumb memes afoot from everyone, everywhere. None of them make sense. And honestly, I'd rather these kids be in a goofy mood than being in a dour, sour, or mellowed out mood.
How do you spell Adderall? Oh, okay. I just needed a capital A. The only reason it was underlined is because I didn't capitalize the A. That being said, transitioning back to the game, we are on Servasa. Okay, slash hide chat. Wait, what was that? What was that? Oh my gosh, what did I miss? Okay, slash hide chat. Anyways.
You unhide a chat for that?
I didn't know what I was... anyways, Ori Muriel gets his head taken off right off the bat. Otzel on the main.
Dude.
That's quite the start.
I'm trying to lock in as a caster here as well, and I think the University of Hartford needs that energy from me from the top down. And yes, that is a brutal kill to deal with off the start from Otzel. I mean, they have simply been clicking. However, University of Hartford, they're on a good comp here. I think this is the comp for this map. They should be able to do something with it. Really hoping to God that they are able to do something with it. True Blade 16, known for hitting their knives. Hopefully they are able to do so.
The Reaper has no Wraith!
Fantastic off angle. Cranky. Please. Crank and please.
Great angles. But that being said, we allowed True Blade to get walked over.
Why are we allowing True Blade to get walked over? Reaper teleport right side. Look at it. Ooh, hits the right click. Doesn't kill, but honestly, I'm just gonna give them props for the things that they're doing well, and they died. Gonna be resetting here. Probably one more fight available for this first point. True Blades, or sorry, Servasa just being a flashpoint. These are fast tick rate points, so only one really available at 80%. University of Hartford getting ready, having their team be sped back to this point. as I don't even know if they've technically even touched the point yet.
They're not
90%
going
and
to.
counting, and they're going to give up on that, and they're going to hedge their bets on Palace. Could be viable.
Ooh!
It's Palace. I mean, that's just they should
That's
buy
a
lottery
sign. It's
tickets.
a sign. It's a
It's a
sign.
sign. When you can be right with the universe, when you can allow the cosmic dice to be rolled in your favor, that is a sign to double down, if not triple down. So you should all go out tonight and spend $1,000 on lottery tickets, unless you are cranky, in which case you're going to get headshot from across the map. Ooh, and never able to find out his contemporary as well. This is not going well for the University of Hartford. Point has not unlocked yet. This is the time to lose the fight, however, given them is the least amount of potential progress on the point as possible before remounting some sort of comeback. And I know that they can do it. University of Hartford, you nation, stand up. Hawks up. Please send your energy. It is needed here. It is needed now for this UHeart squad to actually do it. So if you're in chat at twitch.tv/UHeartEsports, post those hands up, post those hips moving. Please, we need the energy. We need the success. We need our team, our squad, our homies behind us here. Rush coming out on the side of WCC, the University of Hartford, backing up a good kite. Hobbs, however, still able to find Revan. And I think I need to stop talking. I think I'm a walking caster curse.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say we can blame Getcorn for all of these issues. Probably.
I will
Peter's
take all the
sole
blame.
fault.
Burn me on a pyre if that's what you need. Please win this game.
Now, Hartford, they do have another fight available for him here. Biggest thing, it's gonna have to be Blackout with this touch. As Orimaru did go back to spawn to switch off the Tracer over to the Mei, and we just see a mirror comp coming out. Revan has the Katsina Rush, pops it down straight through main, and this Blizzard is just negating everything. Blackout gonna have to sprint to try and get the touch, but he get walled. Oh, Cranky is there, but the sound barrier is just half a second too late. Massive ult advantage available for the defending team of WCC is Trueblade now just trying to stay alive with the help of Revan, but he's walled off yet again. Revan TP straight into Narnia, and now this is a done deal. Hartford fall 0-2 in Saravasa. We're down but not out.
That's tough. This has been tough, but it's back to 0-0. And I'm tepidly speaking here, largely because I know that they can do it. They just need. What do they need? They need ult advantage. They have ult advantage.
I've never noticed how veiny Moira's hands are.
I think it's not the skin because they're all on default skins. Yeah, that right hand is goofed up. This Mei is split. Maybe we kill Mei? Thoughts? Okay, chat.
Lovely play by the University of Hartford.
Maybe you kill Reaper, who just did the worst teleport of all time.
Perhaps not. Ult still, though, in favor of the University of Hartford. Great Mei wall onto this Ramattra surely spells his death. Perhaps.
Mayhaps. Great job from Cranky. Able to finish off, not even using their ult. That's solid job. However, Jake the Dog doing the exact same in the backline. However, Cranky getting one extra. Can he take out his contemporary too? Jake the Dog YT posting Roblox content, not in the Overwatch channel, however. The Blossom.
Give him the 5K! 5K! Cranky! Now, one ult remains for the University of Hartford versus the Blizzard and beat for WCC. A good coalescence is really all Hartford needs. If they get a good, clean, fast, hard engage, they can run right through this team. That being said, it's going to be difficult. They have a sound barrier to survive, so perhaps trading one ult for two could be decent. But Hartford needs to find a kill early in this fight if they want to win.
Ooh, well-timed Cole into the backline. They saw the Lucio. They do see the beat come out, however, and that's going to be a really well-traded ult. They're going to be able to burn through it a little bit faster because of the Cole. However, a well-placed freeze. Manages to find two. Appa able to take out Blackout as well. Hobbs taking out the last two. Revan fading across. Gets taken out by Hobbs as well for the easy, clean 4K. But University of Hartford, they put numbers up, right? Numbers are on the board. Able to come back. It's going to be a one-fight flip and defend for a very scrappy fight. All they need to do is get that secure, get that cap, and like you said earlier, early kills are important. Early actions in general are important. University of Hartford needs to make the first decision here. They don't have any ults on the board right now. However, they can still go for something. Beat should be online mid-fight, if not early in this fight. They're going for a wide rotation here, getting into the back line, trying to flip
Oh,
map as
map
best
flip.
they can.
Hartford needs to be playing for their ultimates right now. Trueblade is 10% away from his. Blackout just 8 from his own as well. And if they die before these ults get online, they don't, just barely though. Revan completely misses the ult, and because of it, Hobbs is able to run him down, and that's a massive advantage early on for WCC, and this is all fallen apart. Lucio and Ramatra, all that remain for the University of Hartford. 2 ults thrown out, and Hartford is going to fall 0-3 on Suravasa and 0-3 in this match.
Damn, that's tough. That's tough.
Play the game, though.
3 play of the games. Can WCC say that?
I don't think
Can they? Can they say that? No, they can't.
Watch this shot. These shots,
These shots are clean.
I would have missed one of those at least.
Oh yeah, I would have missed all of them. I'm not a Reaper player.
Huh.
And the well plays all around. GG sent all around as it was well played. The University of Hartford just making mistakes, not playing their game as well as they possibly could have. And a tough scene to be seen. 2 different spellings of scene there. As the University of Hartford does go 0-3, losing their first game of NACE Star League. As I mean, I'm verklempt. I'm put off my axis. This is something that I'm not accustomed to, but the University of Hartford, they're not accustomed to it either. And I think that even just taking one little knockdown, losing that first point, not able to finish off that first map with a dub, then continuing to get battered as close as Kings Row was, not being able to overcome that, not being able to finish off essentially a 1 fight to win on Kings Row, puts you in a dour of mind state, puts you in a situation where it's hard to think of victory, it's hard to think of how to succeed, how to go forward. That's tough. I don't know exactly what to say. I'm interested to see if anybody from the University of Hartford will be wanting to actually come in and interview. But it's important to keep in mind that there are other games in the series. There's an infinite number of games going forward in the future for anybody's esports career. You only just have to want to come back. You only just have to show up the next week, the next time that a match is posted, that you have the opportunity to play, is to, lace up your keycaps, plug in your mouse, and just get right back on the horse. And no matter how hard you lose, no matter by how much you lose, that doesn't matter as long as you show up the next time to scrim, to practice, to VOD review, to learn and get better from your mistakes, and to persevere. So hopefully University of Hartford is able to do that. Hopefully every single member here knows that it's not individually their fault. It's not indicative of anything going forward, but that it is something that you can overcome, get better at, and continue to improve at. As we do actually get somebody here to interview, and I do believe this is going to be Jason.
Yeah, my apologies. I know my profile picture is not family friendly right now. Please excuse.
Perhaps
Please
we
excuse.
get a camera.
That would be helpful. Yeah.
Yo, where's the camera, Leroy?
To get
Where's the
those
camera?
hidden, that would be very, very helpful.
Yeah.
Don't
As
worry,
we
I'll
will
just
be
cover it.
onboarding.
I'll
Yeah, censor my profile picture. This is pretty bad.
I'm
This is pretty bad.
I'm the substitute teacher that doesn't know how
This
to
ain't
projector
really
works.
this ain't really you heart. of
Has
me,
that ever
you know?
happened to you? Has like a teacher ever put something up on the projector and genuinely tried to put their hand above it?
Yeah,
That you should get fired for that. Like, I don't care
Wait.
about teacher tenure. That you just have a
Reggie-
simple misunderstanding of a very important
what's
part
your
of
favorite Reggie?
technology. That was gonna be my first question to you. You absolute goober.
Hold on, let me get. How do you do this camera, Leroy? I don't know how to do this. I'm not really gamer
Plug
of
it in.
this.
It's a USB.
No, I know, but like I'm not that good. Like Don't give me that
This-
look, Peter.
This is the equivalent of essentially just putting your hand in front of a projector thinking that it's gonna block it. Like, you're dumb.
Wrong side, wrong side.
Ooh,
It's
my
over there?
dresser.
Oh,
And in
What
other
happened to the other
news,
one?
wait a minute.
Just looking very jealously over the.
the fun fact: half of the
Oh.
reason that dresser is there is so I can use it to dismount
no
from my little
way.
bird's nest.
No way.
Ooh, yeah.
No way. What's going
Oh,
on?
dude, you're sitting in
guys?
my
Oh my
seat.
The
God.
Reebok with
This-
the
this
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to cut the camera.
Well,
I'm, I'm
it's
gonna have
not
to
always
cut the
my seat,
camera.
but that was the first time I ever sat in the facility, as I sat in that seat. You can see
That's not-
underneath there should be a
that's
little
fire.
scratched in little "I want everyone to die." So signed by me.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
yeah.
that's pretty
I was going through
fire.
a tough time.
Damn.
Hey, but the University of Hartford losing their first NACE Yellow Ring match. Why don't you
Yep.
walk me through the emotions? How are you feeling? You're a jovial guy typically. Always love for good bands. Me and you share exactly one brain cell, and it is the dumbest possible one that either of us could have. But
And it's the worst one.
for you, how are you feeling? This is a not a major upset, but this is a close game, definitely winnable at a lot of times. How are you feeling? How is the vibe in the room? What do you want to say about what just
My
occurred?
vibe. I mean, I'm chilling. I mean, what was this? Our fourth, fifth game, and it's like, yeah, whatever. It's like, you know, I didn't think it was gonna be like such a breeze. Such a nice trail going along. Like I definitely died a lot of times. Like, yeah, no, I'm dumb. So a lot of mistakes. But I mean, it sucks that like we lost. But at the end of the day, everybody was like good spirit. Like at the end of Kings, we were like, at the end of the day, that was a good match. Like we all put props to it. Like that was a well played map. Few
Yeah.
mistakes here and there, but all in all, like it was a good match from both teams. So they're
Those are
really
words you could use to describe Kings Row. Let's actually just jump right into Kings Row and talk
Kings Row,
about
yeah.
that. So, do you guys know how to spell defense? Do you know what that word means? Do you know?
I play a lot of Team Deathmatch Arcade.
Cool. So you're dumb.
Yeah.
Hey,
Sick,
what
sick.
rank
No,
are you in
that
Team
answers my
Deathmatch?
question.
I
Uh,
peaked gold.
that's fire. I'm like plastic, so I don't really know.
I played 10 games of placements in that game with some of my friends. They didn't play Overwatch. They didn't play video games. They were in my apartment on like a Wednesday night in college, and I was like, "Do you guys want to play Overwatch?" And
And you threw them into team.
we did
Wow.
10
Yeah,
games
bro.
of
I
ranked
got like,
deathmatch because I was like, "Yo, I don't care about this. This could be funny." I have a
dude,
video
ranked
on my phone of it.
elimination. Ranked
You're a
elimination.
terrorist.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
yeah,
we
clip it.
we
Like
won like
honestly,
2 games. It was crazy.
that
Like,
was
think
wild.
about your teammates. Like for a second. Think about
In
the vibe
team
of.
deathmatch. We were
It's the
such a
first word.
Team.
2 a.m.
So then don't queue competitive.
They're the
With
ones queuing competitive. I'm just queuing a game mode in Overwatch.
Dude,
officer,
real.
I just
No,
put the
no,
gun in
because
the baby's hand.
no, because y'all
Officer, I
forgetting, bro.
just
No, but Peter, you're forgetting, bro. 3 wins gets you a loot box. So like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? You get the drip. Like, I don't understand the problem.
Oh god.
You 3
y'all
wins gets
deserve
you
to
a loot
lose,
box.
huh? Y'all actually deserve to lose.
Oh.
Bro, we forgetting 2016 already? Like, come on now. Like,
Oh, I
bring
don't
back
feel so
experimental.
good.
Like,
So Kings Row was fucking atrocious.
yeah,
Atrocious,
I know.
kill me.
Yeah, not my proudest moment, but
Not able to defend on either team. Came down to the last fight. What were you guys thinking going into that second fight? You guys, they did
uh,
C9 that second point cap.
mhm.
What was it like? Were you guys excited? Were you like, this is exactly how we're gonna win, or were you guys focused on that fight because that fight was everything? What
Yeah.
was it like going into that?
I mean, it was all over the place, but like, we kind of did have like a very, I would say, like not last minute, but like it was like a mid fight, like while we contested, because it went straight to overtime. Like the second we contested, we were like, here are the ults that we have, like real quick. We used them or like we saved them, but like I think it kind of fumbled after like the picks started happening. Then like as a last minute resort, it's like it's either this fight or it's nothing. So like they all kind of happened. Like I just popped Blossom out of nowhere, and I got booped to
Misconception.
like East Guam. So I mean, it's big Reaper plays. What can I say?
The
God, I
biggest.
hope there's an East Guam. I'm
Oh
going to
man,
Google.
That was the country you forgot.
that is.
That was a
Oh
callback
man,
to a random moment that Peter and I interacted like 4 weeks ago. I don't know if he knows what I'm talking about, but I know. I know.
Guam is 200 square miles. It's smaller than Manhattan. There is no East Guam.
to me there is. I like drew. I got like a Sharpie and like I drew on the globe. So like,
Everything
know,
east of Guam is East Guam,
yeah,
and it wraps around the world too. I live in East Guam.
Okay. Sorry, I have an interview question for Cranky, but also for my co-caster.
I'm glad.
No,
I'm
I'm,
glad
I'm
we
not
got
answering.
this.
I don't know where Guam is. I'm not answering.
No. Just
Oh.
name one country east of Guam.
Us, America.
Italian.
No, that's Rialto.
Jason, real question. Where do you think Guam is? Like, just name. I'll give you this. It's an island. Name what ocean? There are 7. 5
Atlantic.
oceans.
Atlantic.
Is it near? Is it near? I'll let Jason answer.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Atlantic. Okay, so like North Atlantic, South Atlantic.
Oh, I'll say in the middle. I'm trying so hard, bro. I'm really.
Is it in like Central America?
It's an island.
It's in the Pacific.
It's an
Yeah.
island.
It's in the Pacific.
It's in an ocean, not a sea.
The
So it
Pacific
wouldn't be
Ocean.
in the Gulf of Mexico or the
Bro, what?
Caribbean Sea.
Like the Mississippi River.
It's in my backyard. I've been keeping it. I've been hiding it.
M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I.
Hey, this is my interview. I can still hear you yapping.
Guam is north of Australia.
That's crazy. I said Pacific.
You said it like I'm gonna kill myself.
Wait.
I'm getting gaslit. I'm
Did-
getting gaslit.
Peter, didn't you say that it was in the Atlantic? And then you were like
No.
North or South Atlantic?
No, I just accepted because I'm an interviewer. I accepted whatever
that's
Jason
crazy.
said, and I just wanted to throw it
No, like
more to
I'm
him.
manifesting. I'm manifesting getting to like one of those like interview things where like they actually just don't know the question. It's like so simple. Like I dream to be in one of those. Just to get
Yeah,
it
like
wrong.
how many sides does a square have, Jason?
Rectangle.
You're gonna love this fun, by the way. You're gonna.
Oh no! Trust me. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Do you know that thing that I whispered to you in the middle of Kings when I was like, yeah, no, I definitely didn't pop overclock and like completely forgot that my
You
back
were
was facing
messaging
the
during
sun.
the match.
No, like it was like, oh, what was it?
You
It
got
was
like
like
boofed
right
or
when we were
something?
gonna.
I didn't. I'll be honest.
No.
So-
I rotated. And I popped overclock, right? But like it came to a point where I was aiming so much that like I completely forgot that like by the time I'm done with overclock, the Reaper and like the Echo are gonna be right behind me from spawn. And I easily died, and I was like, yeah, no, I can't wait for this bot.
I remember seeing it because like
I'm gonna get bullied.
I can't believe that's how you think, that you were focused on aiming so much with your right hand that your left
Yeah.
hand just kept on moving. So you kept on moving so that you just ended up right in front of two people.
I died, and I was like, oh man, dude, I'm gonna get.
I need to
literally
read out.
screwed
I need to read out a certified cranky DM that I got in between matches, map 2 and 3.
No,
which
because
was,
right after I DM'd Adam, I DM'd you because I was like, I might as well be equal, you know.
you said, "You telling me a shrimp fried this rice?" In which I have to respond. You're telling me that Assist Teen built this chapel?
Yeah, you put it in a group, like.
I didn't hit tab.
Private.
I felt
It's
so
private.
dumb.
like the leaks came out, like.
The leaks came out. Oh my god. Would have been funnier if I
man.
put it in math shot though. So we talked about Kings Row. Li Zhang was incredibly close, I will say.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much to talk about that. But let's talk about Servasa. So what's it like to get lubed up and fuck that hard?
I mean, you gotta start somewhere, you know. Like, I don't know. It was like weird because like, you know, we wanted to do the JQ comp, right?
Mhm.
And I usually go on that off angle, but like with a ROM, I think this was the first time in the season that we've been against a ROM, especially on Flashpoint. So like,
Oh yeah.
it's a lot of like something different, which kind of why like I put into consideration like just mirror, because like might as well, right? I went Reaper because I was like, if I'm trying to get an off angle and this ROM is just like has like 5 people and then like a shield on the side, it's like it's gonna be difficult. And like they played Brawl really well, so I give them props for that.
Yeah, they played incredibly solid. They just kind of ran over you guys a lot.
It was really good.
And I think that there's going to be a lot for you guys to look at in the VOD. This is something that you guys can come back from. That's a team that
Yeah.
if you guys see later in the season, I hope great success for you guys. I hope that you
Mhm.
guys just learn what it is that you need to be able to beat that. I hope you also take into consideration, and this is something that I guess I'll probably talk with your coach about, is you don't have to play Brawl into it. You can do other things. You can try and play like
Mhm.
Hyper Kite Comp, which would be something like a ball dive, with like a very thin backline.
Yeah.
Like Brig Zen or even Lucio Zen to try and make sure that the Zen can get away. But you have options. You also have a lot of time in the season before you ever meet these guys again. And I hope you do, so you guys can prove exactly
Oh yeah,
what you
100%.
can accomplish, and prove that today was just a fluke. So I want
Oh
to say
yeah.
personally, fantastic job. As I think I've been dominating this interview quite a lot, and it's no longer February, so I'm going to pass it over to my co-caster, very dutifully so, and let you ask some of the final questions here as we head out.
All right, Cranky.
All right, sir.
What's your favorite Reggie?
Rock.
Paper,
Don't touch the
scissors,
tip.
shoot. You didn't even throw rock.
That's tough, guys.
Reggie Scissor.
Hey, yeah, Peter.
Let's run it again. Okay.
Rock, paper, scissor, ice.
scissors.
Reggie Ice.
Done.
That's really tough.
Reggie
guys.
Ice. Oh my
That's
God,
really
Reggie
tough.
Ice. Damn.
Peace.
Damn.
Oh, that's tough.
Oh,
And the
that's
interview's
crazy.
done. Bye, everybody.
All right, it
So,
was a pleasure.
final question. Final question. Unless Peter has anything else.
You like Kenny?
No, I think's fire. No, I saw him in the ritual last week. That was crazy.
Yeah,
Bro.
he was cooking. I don't know what he was trying to summon,
Yeah,
but like
bro,
the
and you said
vibes
that
went
your fire
off.
alarm was broken. Yeah, I could tell why. There's like 13 candles around.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
Peter,
it
you
got
want to throw
overloaded.
those back to my room?
No, they're just sitting on the kitchen. I'll drop them
Are
afterwards.
they?
Yeah.
They're in the kitchen.
Yeah.
All right,
Hey,
all right.
I can't.
They're
Hey,
just
I
like a
can't wait. I
thing.
can't wait when we make it to playoffs and like the intro to y'all's stream is literally gonna be him levitating during the ritual. Like the ritual's actually gonna happen. And that's gonna be crazy.
We might have the budget for that. Yeah, I think we can get the budget
Penny.
for that.
Ah, what are you doing?
Kenny's got a gun.
All right. Final question.
Final
Walk in.
question.
What's next?
I'm hungry. That's next.
Could I suggest
Thank
a
you
meal
for
for
coming
you?
to the interview.
What's
Thank
the meal?
you, Peter, for casting with me.
Me?
I'm gonna let them talk as I wave my hands,
Damn.
What you
and
do?
I end the
Damn.
stream with
Yo, you got the soundboard on? I was about to be like the horn, you know? I'm about to put
bye bye.
the live stream.
Bye. Wait, who else is there?
Get everybody on
Flash
cam. Get
Bus
everybody
here.
on cam. Get everybody on
cam.
cam. I wanna give a
You
big
got it.
shout out to Sean. I wanna give a big shout out to Leroy. Why you only got black people?
Is
Why
there
am I like
problem?
reflecting? Why am I reflecting?
Yeah,
What?
the composition of your camera
What?
changed when
What?
black people came on. It was just like,
You ever?
oh, this
You know,
My
now that I
eyes.
look at it, you ever think about how like I kind of look like Anakin Skywalker from the Revenge of the Sith cover image? How like I'm blue over here and red over here, and it's like how
Mhm.
Anakin Skywalker transitions from Jedi to Sith.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
never
yeah.
noticed that symbolism before.
Did y'all hear that?
No.
Oh, okay, thank God. Thank
Did you
God.
fart?
No, it's something Leroy was playing full blast. I cannot say for the stream.
Get us out.
It's
Get us out.
a SpongeBob reference. I'll send it to y'all later.
Can't say SpongeBob lyrics.
No.